Join discord.gg/flatearth and enter a check-in room. Someone will come along and verify you to get involved in the conversation about our Earth.
Weirdos.
All right, FrEEzR, it's been about
Draw
15
your own
minutes, man.
conclusions.
How
I'm
long
not
are we going to
making
wait for you?
accusations. I'm just reporting the facts
Did you finish
as I know them.
watching whatever video you had to watch?
I didn't want to cut anybody off. I just have one question. I was here one time before this, and I learned a couple things about what you guys believe. And I didn't know you guys didn't believe that satellites exist. So I guess my main strategy into attacking your argument would be to prove that satellites exist, and then take it from there. So that's my goal here.
Can I
Where
respond
does
to that?
satellites exist?
Wait.
Hey, dog, stop fighting over the same bone.
I'm just because y'all know I'm not about to address the point. I'm just gonna address the problem with what he just said. So you said, well, I learned some things that you guys believe, and then proceeded with something that we don't believe. How does that work?
So you guys believe satellites exist in outer space?
I'm good. You could talk to him, Jedi. He's not even. I don't even know. Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
Where do satellites exist, mate? Where are they?
Outer space.
Outer space. So that's the contention issue. Yeah, we can have things in the sky that, for example, take photographs of the Earth, but as soon as you invoke the vacuum of space, that's the second law of thermodynamics violation. So you can't have a vacuum of space. You can have things in the sky, but they ain't in no sky vacuum, my friend. You understand that we're breathing gas pressure right now, and you understand the necessary antecedent for pressure is something to press upon. When they declare the Earth to be an open system, that means there is nothing for the gas to press upon. We wouldn't have gas pressure, and according to that second law, the high pressure that we breathe will disperse into the vacuum of space. You can say satellites all day long, mate, but vacuum of space, where you say they reside, that's a violation of second law, I'm afraid.
So I'm confused. When I say satellite in outer space, what do you think I'm saying?
You're saying outer space, the vacuum of space. I'm taking the vacuum of space away from you because according to laws of nature, that vacuum of space can't exist.
How should I describe it?
However you want to, mate, but we're fighting the heliocentric model, not your buying belief in whatever you think it is. The heliocentric model says that's a vacuum up there where the satellites reside, but we live in an uncontained system. If we live in an uncontained system, the gas that we breathe will not achieve pressure, and the gas that we breathe will fuck off into the vacuum of space. So I'm just going to take the vacuum of space away from you. Things in the sky can exist, but not in the vacuum of space.
I guess I was here last time and I was told that satellites are a conspiracy and they don't exist.
Told you that.
Yeah, well, no. Things in the sky do exist. If somebody else wants to take that away, I've just taken away the vacuum for you.
So satellites do exist.
Bro, I just posted an image of one. You see that China satellite on a balloon?
So let me give this dude a little history lesson. So the National Reconnaissance Office, they had National Reconnaissance Office. They had a program. It was called the Corona Program. They have a testimony, right? So it's called a living memory program where they went and they interviewed people for the Corona Program that worked for it in the 40s and 50s. Their program where they had satellites, this is before there was any official satellites, but this is what they called them. They called them satellites. They were balloons with gondolas that floated around, taking spy pictures of all over the world. They flew at like 120,000 feet, and they stayed up there for like, I think 8 to 10 weeks or something, until they went up there and intentionally popped them, and then they caught the gondola out of the air and then went and developed the film. Now, this program continued into the so-called satellite era. And the same people that caught the balloons tried to catch the so-called first satellite Explorer 1 out of the air, but they said, oh, we missed. We were there where it was supposed to be, but we didn't see it, and then it was in the water, and then some naval ship picked it up. I can give you the actual documents that say all this shit. Right? So satellites doesn't mean anything. But when you start qualifying satellite is a machine that spins around a ball in the vacuum of space then we have a problem.
So where are they?
In the sky.
Okay, but they're significantly far away so that they could see the
Okay,
whole Earth?
how do you know how far? What? How do you know how far away they are?
Because they live stream footage.
Oh, they do now, do they? Where?
Yeah.
From where?
What's
From where?
How is a live stream measured
Hundreds of
distance?
sources.
How do you measure distance with a
Hundreds
live
of
stream?
sources. Name one.
NASA.
That's
the only
not a
live stream that
source.
we know?
I want
Sorry,
the
The
stream.
only,
All right.
yeah.
Can
I'm
I ask,
watching one right now.
can I ask him a
Yeah, on
question?
YouTube.
Everybody else,
That's not the live stream. That's not.
Every-
Hold on. Everybody, shut the fuck up. That's actually
Please,
not
yeah.
their. That's not NASA's live stream. That's the guy doing clickbait.
It appears to be a verified NASA YouTube channel with 11
No.
million
Yeah.
followers.
What do you mean appears? By what? It says live in the Chiron or something?
It says live. There's a verified check mark. It says NASA.
Post it.
He did, Eli.
All
It's
right, no.
it's an international space station.
That's not
You
a
said
satellite.
Yeah, that's not satellites, my friend. This is the International Space Station.
Okay. Does it look round there? What's the problem with what I just posted?
Because it's not
Attack it.
supposed
The
to look
problem-
around. It's not supposed
the
to look
problem-
around there.
Why?
Exactly.
It's
You're
not
not supposed
fucking high enough.
to see curve. You're not supposed to see curvature of the Earth from that distance.
China has a satellite too. You know that? They have a little space station. Their imagery isn't curved from that altitude. It's only 23 kilometers lower than this thing. Why is that? Why, when you do the math, it says that you shouldn't see curve from that altitude. So why do you see curve? Tell us.
Because it's
If they-
curved.
Not okay. So it's a tinier Earth. So if the math says no curve and then you see curve, which is the math is wrong.
I've done a lot of research into your
Okay,
guys'
so if the
map.
math says curved, it says no curve and it looks curved. So what's the problem?
The problem
math
is
wrong?
you guys are using the wrong math.
Okay, what wrong math am I using?
Every YouTube video that I've watched debunking
Okay.
flat Earth says you guys manipulate the math
Manipulate the math.
Okay.
In what way?
in a
I'll tell-
way
can you
that
get-
gets you something that isn't the right answer.
Well, guess what?
Give us the math.
Making shit up will get you banned right the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
Because that's what you're doing right now.
I'm not making it up. I could show you my YouTube watch history.
No, but here's the thing. He's look. You're teetering on bigotrous. I did make that word bigotrous territory here. So, if you have something very direct and specific, it's best to just post that thing so that we can look at the information. Because telling us that you found some information and therefore this is your position is a bigoted statement. Okay.
Okay. First of all,
Can you-
I
can you
posted
see the-
something with
can you see
11
the-
mil. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you see the live stream voice text? The live stream voice text channel. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's right above this. Okay, look in there. So see that graph? That's GeoGebra. That's a geometry program. They use them in schools, universities all over the place. College professors use them. That is the elevation of the ISS above the Earth. That little space, right? That little dot. The picture with the ball, that is to scale. The guy in the picture, he's a what do you call it? A planetarium director. He made the scale model of, see the white circle? That's the whole horizon of what the entire field of view from the ISS would be. So let me quote what he says about this. Let's say we're at the elevation of the ISS. They're about 250 miles above the Earth. So if we calculate the horizon line for the ISS, it's about 1,400 miles. If you're sitting at that point, looking 360 degrees, what would the horizon look like? It would look flat.
You don't see the curvature of the earth.
So now I'm going to show you what China shows. You have to decide who's lying, China or NASA. That's what China shows.
FrEEzR, you watching this? Yeah.
Can I get a link to that China thing?
Can you?
You can read it.
Can
See,
you-
right in the description, right at the words at the bottom. It's a YouTube video. It's from China.
Okay.
You can watch the whole thing. It doesn't curve ever. This isn't a single a cherry pick screenshot. You can go watch their quote unquote live stream and watch your flat Earth.
You do know the fisheye
So-
one, right?
So what if I showed you this and said this proves the Earth is flat? You think I was a fucking idiot? That's how we think of you when you come and go. This proves the Earth's a globe.
Well, first of all, last time I was here, I was told satellites don't exist. So
you
I
also
was
said
getting
that
to
that.
you're a
You already-
conspiracy.
You already said that once. Why you gotta say it again? For what?
Well, I'm explaining why I'm walking towards a bigger point from something I was told last time.
Well, who said it then?
Don't remember.
Well, then
Pretty
it doesn't
good.
matter because I'm not that person. Does anybody else think that satellites don't exist in here?
They don't exist. Well, I mean,
Not in the
there's
way,
some
not in the
on,
way that they say they exist. There's shit in
Yeah,
the
I
sky,
was-
no doubt.
they have
That's
some
exactly
on
what I was
balloons.
gonna say. Yeah, they don't exist
not
in
a-
the way they are described.
All right, I guess I did ask everyone. They would answer at the same time. So the bottom line is there's
They
a
have some on
caveat.
balloons, man.
Yeah, everybody, we don't need all 20 of y'all, look, so then there's a caveat. No satellites don't exist in the way that we're told, aka orbiting a globe Earth in the vacuum of space. That's the caveat. Do you have a refutation for that?
I guess my question would be, why would they lie?
For fuck's sake.
Sociology.
I just wanted to address some of your faulty logic from earlier. So you were talking about how flat earthers just fake the maths, right? So
I've heard it from videos.
Okay, so
I haven't done the math myself. I'm sorry.
This is a repetition of an assertion that you haven't proved for yourself. So I could just leave that there, but I think everyone understands why that's retarded. But you haven't even given us an example, which proves to me that you don't even actually understand the maths yourself. Now, that puts you in a very difficult position, because if you don't understand the maths yourself, then you're literally relying on someone to tell you what the maths is, and then assume that they're telling you the truth, to then come to the conclusion that we're lying about it. Do you understand why that's a problem?
I wanted you to say that because that gets into my point. And could I talk to you specifically, or whoever
Do you
wants
want
to
to
give...
answer my question first?
Yeah, I understand.
You understand what's the problem. Okay, fair enough.
Now, Crypto, I'm going to ask you a personal question. What city are you in right now?
I'm in London.
How do you know that?
How do I know I'm in London?
Yeah.
Well, because I walk around the city and I see London around me.
How do you know it's London around you?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're sounding like an idiot now, aren't you?
I want you to explain how you know it's London.
Yeah, we do this
Signposts.
solipsistic brain in a jar nonsense. Obviously, you make some sort of assumptions in your daily life, because without making some sort of assumption that you're not a brain in a jar, then you can't know anything.
I got a good answer to that. It doesn't matter what Crypto thinks. It only matters what the fucking mailman thinks. And if he wants his mail, he has to fucking put London on the letter, right? That's how he knows he's in London.
Yeah, but
Because
anyway,
what?
regardless, it's a completely irrelevant point anyway. Because
Do you know what mail is? Like you put a stamp on it and shit, and you put it in
Sure.
a box. Okay, so if you want your mail, you need to put something on it, right? Like where
Yeah.
you're at.
Yeah.
We all agree that this place, right? This where we're at. You only really need to agree with the post office guy.
How does the
right?
mailman know he's in London?
Because
You're an idiot.
Because we all agree, right? We made records and we said, so they have a public record that has the meets and bounds of the city of London,
Mhm.
right? And they sent out plane surveyors and they measured the city of London and they made city limits. And they said, this is London or I'll shoot you.
But I think I know where he's going with it. Where he's
Yes,
going with it. Here's the thing. The London has a geographic position, and they've named it that. Whatever its geographic position is. Now, are you questioning how we know that a geographic position is a geographic position?
I'm saying the geographic position is according to what I believe and not according to what you believe. Otherwise, we would get lost.
I knew where he
Made
was going
up
now.
bullshit. bro.
Now you see how I knew where he was going with this, right? Okay, so how do you know that elevation angles to the stars, thus forming a map that would tell you where your geographic position is, prove that the Earth is a globe?
You're gonna have to repeat that. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't know jack shit.
He doesn't know anything.
The thing is,
Go
he's
ahead.
completely deflected away from my initial point, which is that he doesn't know the maths. So he's relying on the people telling him what the maths is to then assert that we're lying about the maths that he doesn't understand. Which, of course, they would have to.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, okay, but of course they would have to do that, because if they admitted that we weren't lying about the maths, then it would refute the globe. So it's the only position they can possibly take, and doesn't prove that they're right and that we're lying.
I have to say this. How did the city of London decide its meets and bounds? Its edges. And meets and bounds are in plain grids. They're not any globe. They don't use latitude and longitude. They don't use any of that shit.
I have a question about the math.
Okay, we got this guy answer.
Oh, I'm
FrEEzR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fuck
how did
me,
they
he's
determine
talking
the
to you.
bounds? How did they determine the boundary of the city of London?
It's funny that we're talking about London because the people who were leaving London on a ship
how
thought
did
they were going to
determine the
fly
boundary
out.
of the city of London?
I don't know.
You don't know, so why are you saying it fits your thing? Why are you saying it fits the globe and not flat Earth? Why are you saying that?
Because I was making the point that, like, he was taught that he was in London by his teachers, so there would have had to be a big conspiracy between, like, the government and everybody involved to, like, lie.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
That doesn't make any
Bullshit
sense.
ass argument is this?
Bro, I just
It's
walk
not
around
an
London.
argument.
I see London, and I know I'm in London. It's
Would
really
he be
that
in
simple.
London if he never went to school? Do you think he'd figure it out that he was in London?
Using
India.
pictures from other people that can't be verified?
India, can I
He
just...
doesn't need a picture. He's in London. He can go outside and it says London shoe shop, or fucking he'll go to the city limits and said now leaving London. He doesn't need to go to school to figure that out. He wasn't brainwashed. There's a government. There's people with fucking guns that say this is our area.
So the
When you're in
government's
this area,
not
you're going
lying
to
to us
follow our
about that.
rules. It's nothing to do with lying. You're creating a red herring
Well,
argument.
What, the government that's in London are not lying about where London is whilst they're sitting in fucking London? Are
But
you
they're
an idiot?
lying about using a globe to send it packages to South
They're
Africa.
lying. They don't
I
know.
hate
They're
when
stupid
people
like you.
God.
I hate
Let's get
when
to another
people
point
use
here.
The word government in this very broad way. Like, the government is made up of people, and I don't know how many of them you know personally, but I'm not going to go off the limb and say, well, they're lying specifically to everyone about the globe, because most people are like you. They don't know dick shit about the globe
Yeah.
itself. So how the fuck am I going to say
Sorry.
that they're lying? That's
They're
not
just
the
followers.
case. So that's not the case. So why? You need to make your argument a little more concise, and you need to use words that are not as ambiguous as government.
You're going to use
Yeah,
the argument
it's
to have some precise.
still-
No,
And he
nobody's
still has
saying that
to
London...
But I don't need
precise.
5 people to speak behind me. Like, when you guys speak, you can just go ahead and fucking speak. But when I speak, I'd like for the person that I spoke to respond.
Well, I'd like him to respond to my point, and he's dodged that 3 times, so I don't think you're going to get much of a response.
I have a question that I think will be meaningful. The answer will be meaningful to him.
Yeah, go ahead, ask it, because I damn sure am just gonna jump in with something non sequitur right after. Go ahead, ask your question that I'm gonna shit all over.
No, well, it had to do with what somebody said about him not knowing the math, but understanding that the math works. So if I was good at algebra, but I can't do this crazy math. If I changed gravity, and what's gravity per second? What's the number that they use?
I was told gravity doesn't exist last time I was here.
I know, but what number does the math use? How many feet does it pull?
9.81 meters per second squared.
1 meter per second squared?
No, 9.81 meters per second squared.
Okay, so if we changed reality and gravity was 10.1 meters per second squared, could you make math that just made everything make sense the same way? would it still be as eloquent when you looked at it?
Oh my god.
Define math. 2 + 2 = 4 still?
No, I'm saying it's
We
constructed.
got to fucking
It's
define math. I'm
constructed.
about to kick this dude out of here, dude.
Yo, like
Define math. Are you serious, dude?
Bro, what are you talking about,
If you
man?
changed gravity, would math still work? Yeah.
No, you're not listening to the question. If the number was different, if gravity was a little bit faster, you could just change the math and it would still be eloquent because it's all derived from that number.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It would still be beautiful and it would be like, look, it makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
That's an example of, or an illustration of it being constructed around whatever number they have. If
Yeah,
things
it's
fell a
arbitrary.
little faster, you could still make it appear beautiful.
Mhm.
Just a thought.
What?
Yeah, I mean, thank you for sharing, but I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea in China right now. This guy thinks somehow that our argument is everyone in government's lying. Like, what do you get like, oh shit, you're hired for dog catcher. Oh, you're hired. Oh, by the way, we're gonna tell you the secret. The Earth is really flat, but we're gonna tell them all it's a globe. Do you think that's what's going on? Do you think that's what we think? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think. I know you're very angry at a person who believes what a lot of people believe, and I don't know why. I haven't been disrespectful at all.
No one cares
You have
about
been by
your
intending to be stupid.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry?
so you've got
You want
two
to ask
questions.
another question, man?
FrEEzR, you've got two questions on the table. You've dodged my one 3 times and you've dodged Elijah's twice. Do you want to answer either of them?
I want to answer, but if 18 people are talking, I'm not going to cut you guys off.
Yeah, if you're going to cry instead of answering, that's not really interesting for anyone.
Not crying. Repeat your question.
You do sound like you're crying. Elijah, do you want to repeat your question?
Elijah had something going on, so I muted him because he was hot.
Fine. Well, I mean, I've asked my question 3 times. Maybe you can not dodge it the 4th time. So you don't understand the maths clearly, but you're trusting other people who do understand the maths, whose only position can possibly be that we're lying about the maths, right? But of course, you don't know that they're not the ones lying about us lying about the maths because you don't know the maths yourself.
You don't know how to build a car, but you still
But
drive.
the question is this: how do you know that they're not the ones lying about the maths in the first place?
Because it makes more sense than what you guys are presenting.
But you don't understand it, so you don't know it makes sense.
I don't understand what you guys are saying, the second law of thermodynamics and all that stuff.
That's not.
Okay, let me put it for you real simple. You are incapable of evaluating the issue because you are too ignorant about mathematics to determine who is telling the truth and who is not. So you are arbitrarily picking the side you prefer, and that's all you're doing.
Because if you knew the math, you would understand our point. If you knew the math.
Yeah.
Do you know the math?
Then hold on, but I presented him the math. You didn't refute it. It's not my math. It's a Glober math because this planetarium director, this was done at a presentation about the shape of the Earth. He's a Glober. He said pictures from the ISS are not evidence the Earth is a globe because it's not high enough. What you're seeing is veiled distortion by cameras. It's not me saying it. It's a Glober saying it. So who's lying, dude? See, you guys talk all sorts of shit about flat earthers, man. Y'all fucking tell a different story depending on what time of the day it is.
It's just baseless, generalized assertion fallacies. Math about what?
He doesn't understand any math.
Well, that's what I was trying to get him to be specific on, because you can just say, "Oh, you're lying about the maths." Okay,
math about what?
Well, that's exactly my point.
What? So tell us the math
about whether
what?
you should see curve from the International Space Station.
See curve, but International Space Station is in a second law of thermodynamics violation.
Holy fuck!
He doesn't care about that.
You don't know what's the second law of thermodynamics?
FrEEzR.
State it. First,
Somebody shoot me! I swear to God.
First describe it and then put the equation in live stream voice text right
Why
now.
you say someone shoot you? You know who QE is?
I know him very well. He introduced
so
me the first time I was here.
Oh, okay.
Well, nice diversion. Can you please state? You had enough time to delay, so please state the second law of thermodynamics and put the equation, and I want you to explain to us each variable in that equation.
I'm not delaying. I don't know it. Your turn.
Well, then why are you fucking complaining about the math? Those are maths.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out. You're talking about mass for second law. I also heard you state gravity. Which one are you talking about, please?
The 9.8 meters per second thing?
The 9.8 meters per second thing? What thing is that? From who?
Right, I forgot gravity doesn't exist. I understand.
No.
That's not what I'm talking about today.
Demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate to you that you don't know your ass from a pipe wrench.
Okay.
Yeah. So which gravity are you talking about? Do you even know the types of gravities that there are?
I wasn't planning on talking about gravity, but yeah, I do.
Okay.
You brought it up.
You literally the only one that brought it up.
Yep.
I was only talking about satellites. Everything else, the math, the thermodynamics, you guys.
You decided you're going to get it. You guys don't believe in gravity. We know what you're implying. That we don't believe that things fall. We know the little gimmick, dude. We've been here a long time. You're the noob, not us.
Yep. So what types of gravity are there? Do you know?
No, tell me.
Well, I'll have NASA tell you. Two versions of gravity, Newton and Einstein. Which one are you championing?
Don't know the difference.
Oh my God! And you're commenting on gravity? Let's get down. Do you know your ABCs? Let's start at the basics.
Do you want me to continue being honest, or are you just going to continue to insult me?
No, that's because you don't know what you're talking about. Clearly, you talked about gravity. You didn't know there were two types. You don't know what the second law of thermodynamics is. Do you know anything?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
You should teach me.
Thank you very much.
Do you know what a triangle is?
Do you know what a satellite is?
So I heard you claim satellites are really far away and they're moving really fast. How do you know that?
Because they have live streams, and I don't think the people post.
How do you measure their speed from a live stream?
They have live streams.
Yeah,
and I don't think the people shooting them up are bad at math.
How you are incapable of evaluating any math. So just stop.
Wait, did he just say that a live stream is real because the guys who put the live stream up are good at maths? Is that really the logic?
I changed my position. 100 of the live streams that I'm seeing, they all have a great conspiracy, and they're all screwing with me on purpose.
So hold on, what was your logic then? So your logic was because people know maths, their live streams must be real.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even. It's like, what live streams is he talking about? Because satellites, at the supposed distances that they are, don't have any live streams or any actual optical devices on them.
Maths, though. Give us a math for a satellite. Go ahead. Post it in the live stream. We want to see satellite, the maths for a satellite.
He also said that everything that we do related to math is wrong because he's a bigot. So this would be a perfect opportunity to shine, man. Post that math.
I never said I had it firsthand knowledge of that.
Oh my God. Here comes the jerkin. Somebody get me some jerkins.
So FrEEzR, if someone puts something on YouTube, puts a live stream on it, and then shows some imagery, is it automatically true?
No, but it made a lot of sense to me.
What does that mean?
In what way?
What does that mean? It makes a lot of sense to you. What does that mean?
It wasn't screamed at me. It wasn't said with any disrespect, and it made a lot of sense.
What does that mean? You're just repeating yourself. What does it made a lot of sense to me?
That's how you got indoctrinated by the globe. Sure, you got your ass smacked a couple times. Was you worried about us just talking over the live stream? What's wrong with you, man?
No, because I hate these appeal to common sense fallacies, dude. They're annoying. What does it mean when you say it makes sense to you? Makes you feel good? Makes you happy? Gives you the butterflies?
The guy was talking about how you guys, your side of the argument, can't make up.
Fallacy.
In a live stream?
No, in a video.
That's a stereotype.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I was
He
talking about live
was saying that you guys can't make a model.
You're trying to change the subject. I'm asking you, how do you determine these live streams you say that are taking pictures of of a round Earth are accurate, real, and represent reality? How are you evaluating it?
Probability. I see 1. It might be BS. I see 5. It might be BS. I see 100. Probably not BS because they're all showing the same thing.
Okay, so give me the equation for that probability.
That's fucking logic. Did you hear that?
Yes, I know.
You don't think that makes sense?
No, it doesn't.
No,
100 different sources are messing with me.
First of all, you're making up numbers. You know that. We know that. You're just making shit up. There isn't 100 different sources. And even if there was, that wouldn't matter.
Yep.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
There's lots of soda. Santa. Are they all fake?
What are you talking about?
There's lots of photos of Santa. Are they all fake?
How do I answer that?
What about when there's your probability they're not, because there's so fucking many.
There's so many movies.
One has to be real.
What about when they track Santa online?
And all of the children believe it. Most of them. So what are the people who don't believe it?
Yeah. Probability's bullshit anyway. He's just making it up. That's induction. And induction, according to Karl Popper, is never, ever used in science. In fact, it's a myth. Induction is a train wreck, dude. You just compromise yourself again.
I'm not claiming to be the best science-y math person here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're claiming maths for some ambiguous, unknown, feeble, baseless assertion fallacy reason. We don't know.
Can you post
I just have a side question.
Can you put, no, not the side question. Can you post that video at least where the guy explains that all of the flat earthers' math is wrong?
That's a stereotype fallacy.
I got you.
Which is the stereotype
You're going to
fallacy?
post a stereotype fallacy video. Do you know what a stereotype fallacy is?
Dude, I really don't care with your definitions. I'm trying to help this guy out because then you're gonna attack me again. Oh, I'm dodging your question, bro.
They're not our definitions. They're not our definitions, bro. See, this is what you guys get fucked up as. You think globe claims are our claims, and you think definitions.
This is the video I saw.
Definitions are our definitions. They're not.
All right. Can you cite the part of the video where
Professor Dave?
Oh my god!
It's all about satellite mathematics, isn't it?
No, Dave says 8 inches per mile squared is wrong. That's the only part where he says the math is wrong. Yeah, I know it isn't. I know it's not our claim. That's the globe claim. We didn't come up with 8 inches per mile squared. You can go watch a Vsauce video with him saying it.
Google 8 inches per mile squared and see if Elijah comes up next to it.
See, I should have known that you trust liars. Obvious liars.
Well, these liars are a lot more persuasive and nice than you guys.
And you're a gullible fool. You're a fucking fool. No,
FrEEzR,
you're a fool.
Yo, FrEEzR, can I ask you a question, FrEEzR?
Go ahead.
Do you think Professor Dave's a real professor?
Don't know who that is.
Oh, this is great.
Well, you don't know who that
video
is.
you just posted, you dunce.
You know the guy whose video you just linked, whose claim you're parroting?
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know him personally. I haven't looked up his education background. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
what the question was, dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Look how easy you're fooled. That's the point.
Do you think he's a real professor?
Hold on a second. Just like crypto, Adam. Go ahead, crypto.
Yeah.
Do I think? Okay. You're asking me this? I don't think he is.
Okay. So why do you suppose he calls himself Professor Dave?
I don't know. Maybe he just likes the name.
Do you think he might be trying to con you into believing that he's more educated than he actually is?
No, I just think he likes the name.
Oh,
He's looking
really?
too much into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not trying to make any money. He has no ulterior motive. Just professor. That sounds cool.
Sure, let him make a couple of dollars. I don't care.
So he's divining complete strangers' motives. What's next? What's my favorite color?
I need the lotto numbers by tomorrow.
We're gonna test. We're gonna test his divining powers of complete strangers. What's my favorite fucking color?
You seriously want me to answer?
Yes, I do.
Red.
There you go. You fucked up. It's not.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Turquoise.
No, chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Maybe tomorrow. So we just evaluated your evaluation of Professor Dave's video. Do you understand the analogy there?
Explain it to me.
Explain it. So you're divining. You said you think that he states his name as Professor Dave because he likes it, but he's a complete stranger. So you're divining complete strangers' motives and intents and their favorite colors and shit. So I tested that acumen that you supposedly have and asked you what my favorite fucking color was, and you said red, and it's not. So your evaluation of complete strangers' thoughts are horseshit.
Not necessarily a good example.
Oh, I thought it was a good example.
Why do people choose the names they choose? Because they like them. Give me another reason, and I'll.
He's deceiving people. That so he can deceive people.
Retarded. Hold on a second. Are you retarded?
Are you?
No, it sounds like you're retarded because your premises or conclusions don't follow the premises.
Give me another reason why people choose the names they choose.
They're non sequiturs.
You deceive people, dumbass.
It's not deceiving anyone. You're a muppet.
Oh no! Well, in India.
All right, can we fast forward the part where you guys insult me 1,000 times? I've been through this last time.
That's not an insult. That's an evaluation of your performance here for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't see anywhere in this Professor Dave video a flat earther's math.
Yeah,
I was
The point I was trying to get to is that you've blindly believed him, right? Whether it's because he calls himself a professor or not, I mean, only you can answer. But you obviously blindly believed him, and you just trust him, presumably because you already believed him before you watched the video. But you're just parroting the same basis. Well, even better, I guess. But you're just parroting the same baseless assertion that he's making that he couldn't provide evidence for either.
Which is?
Which is that we're lying about maths that you don't understand.
That's where that comes from. That's correct. But I guess I was addressing the point.
What maths in the video does he talk about? The maths of what?
Who do I respond to?
Listen, just respond to me. What maths in the video did he say we're wrong about?
Don't know.
Specifically.
Wasn't focused on that. Only
You've
focused
never
on
watched the
highlights.
video.
Yeah,
We know what happens when you type in flat Earth debunk into YouTube. We know what comes up.
But
I didn't type that in. I don't remember what I typed.
I know you don't think that's a justifiable response because you said, I just know that whatever math flat earthers come up with is wrong. And then you said, I watched this video. And now you're saying I wasn't paying attention to the thing that involves the premise I was trying to prove.
Globnesia. Got globnesia again.
That's pretty ridiculous.
I was using that video because somebody asked what I was doing and what research I was doing, and I was trying to say that you guys
don't remember any pertinent information from the video. So what were you doing research on?
Okay. I was getting to the point that you guys don't have a model to compare to the model that I gave.
You have one.
You don't have a fucking.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. He said he invoked a model. What? Post the sphere tard model. Do you have one?
What are you talking about?
The sphere tard.
Post the gold model, buddy.
Yeah, of course I have one. What the hell?
Where's the fucking gold model?
Post it.
www.googleearth.com. I don't freaking know.
Oh my god. It's your fucking model.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's what you use every day on your GPS.
Really?
Yeah.
Define model. Define model.
Yeah.
First of all, that's not a model. You don't know what a scientific model is.
Oh, you got me there with your definition. Good one.
It's not my definition.
Whosever it is. I don't care whose it is.
Whoever it is. Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care about language. Why do we even talk to each other?
I don't even know why he's even in here, man.
Only matters what other anti.
What's wrong with Google Earth?
Google, because all the elevation profiles are fucking flat.
What?
Fucking flat.
Hello, don't be the last one on your block to believe in this fucking idiot globe, bro.
So pull up Google Earth, and I want you to draw a fucking line from Corpus Christi, Texas to Miami, Florida. Draw a line right there, and then the elevation profile pop up beneath it. And I want you to screenshot it here for everyone in the live stream voice text what it looks like.
Well, for the record, your phone doesn't use GPS; it uses location services.
It uses GPS.
Location services.
Really? GPS.
Yeah.
Uses location services. You're misinformed.
What coordinate system does GPS use?
The one that contacts the satellite in outer space.
Outer space. And the second law of thermodynamics violating vacuum. You don't even know what coordinate system it uses, do you?
No, I don't.
He keeps his phone talking to a satellite.
You're so stupid. Oh my god.
It's called the Cartesian coordinate system. Can you post the definition for the Cartesian coordinate system for everyone in live stream? You're gonna post it because
no, I'm not.
You ain't gonna speak again until you do.
Okay, what is it?
Cartesian coordinate system. I want you to post that, copy and paste that bitch right here in live stream.
Okay. And then after I post it, can everybody make fun of me in chat like you always do? That helps.
Yes, we're gonna make fun of you. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we can.
Just for your information, GPS is a passive system. It is not a two-way communication system. You're not talking to a satellite. You're not talking to anything. There's a message. GPS is a beacon. It sends out a signal. Beep, 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 beep. Your phone picks it up. It says, oh, that signal took this long to get here. You're this far away. Let me find 3 more of these.
Oh, didn't.
Since when?
All using
Did you just do it a little bit ago?
Every time satellites comes up, the last thing people mention is elevation angle. Tired of that.
Because we're waiting for you to bring it up.
Not because everybody wants to talk about space. It's like I just want to answer the question: what is a satellite dish on Earth? Using elevation angles have to do with a sphere at all?
I posted it.
Yeah, read it.
So we know you understand.
Cool.
And a screenshot of do the whole Google thing too, if you can.
I remember him saying Texas to Miami, but
yes, Corpus Christi to Miami, please.
You can turn it off. It was just like AC.
okay.
You posted there is curve there.
That's not the elevation profile, Sunshine.
My bad. You show it.
It's not my
you
claim.
know what it showed. You did it. You know what it showed.
No, I seriously didn't. I seriously didn't. What did it show?
You're an idiot.
Flat.
You know why we're keeping you around? Because this is on YouTube and we like to demonstrate to other Globers, well, normal people, that like how dishonest you guys are. How
I've
dishonest
been
the
very
people that
honest.
You've been far from honest.
When did I lie?
You don't have to necessarily tell a blatant lie. Well, when'd you lie? That you watched the video, that the math was wrong, that somebody else said the math was wrong. How can you say that someone else said the math was wrong when you can't even remember what they said?
So I didn't watch the video. It's not on my YouTube watched.
No, you had no
Maybe
idea.
it is. It doesn't mean you watched it.
You had no idea what the main premise of the video was, and that was your point you were bringing up, is the video.
No, I was bringing up satellites. Somebody asked me
Now change the subject when it's pointed out that you lied.
about the math, and I said the math is wrong because some guy said.
The video. You lied about
Well,
the
what
video.
did they say? I don't
He
know.
said that you guys manipulate formulas to get the results you want. That's what he said.
Okay, what formula?
It might not be word for word what he said.
What video is that in? Because it ain't in the video you showed.
Yeah, it is.
What part?
Show it right where it is.
Time
Because you
to-
obviously knew where it was. You must know where it was.
All of it.
Quoted it.
No. Timestamp. Show us exactly where it said that we manipulate the math. I want that bit right now. If you don't give that within the next 30 seconds, I'm going to kick your ass out because you're lying.
Yep. That's how we know you're lying.
Because we watched the video.
And it's not our math. We use their math. Thank you very much. See, this is what you guys get all fucked up. You think that we're doing something. We're not. We're testing the globe claims. It's really
That was the second video. Sorry. I watched a lot of videos.
Okay, what math? What part of the math in there? There's no math in that, by the way. It's a geometric argument. It's not a math argument. Hey,
the flat
are you
earther,
dishonest, man? Maybe if you keep trying Professor Dave videos, eventually you'll find one with math in it.
Don't be a liar, man. We're giving you every opportunity. We're now going to let you go for your second fucking video. Don't be a liar.
I didn't bring up any of these other lights. There's hundreds of live streams of fucking from satellites. Just a ridiculous,
There isn't?
absolutely nonsense claim.
No, the only live stream, quote unquote, that you will get is from the International Space Station.
Which doesn't
unless you want to
exist.
go to Unless you want to go to your claim was satellites, plural.
The video exists, sure, that exists.
So what's wrong with it?
Also,
I told you already.
Also, I just posted Google Earth when I wanted the elevation profile from about Corpus Christi to Miami or southern Florida. There you go. You see that 0 feet the whole way?
Okay. What does that prove?
That proves that the elevation profile is 0 the whole way.
Okay.
So in your globetard, you have vertical drop, i.e., every point along a tangent from your feet anywhere on the globetard vertically drops 8 inches per mile squared in every direction. In this direction, this is thousands of miles. Well, at least 1,000. No drop. 0 feet the whole way.
Why are you choosing these 2 points?
Why am I choosing these 2 points? Because you said Google Earth was your model. It's actually a model. It isn't a scientific
Choose
model.
2 different points. Show me 100 examples.
I did. 0 foot elevation, no vertical drop.
Show me more examples.
Show me more examples.
Why is that such a bad claim?
It's not funny.
I just told you.
Question.
Croatia, UK, any country?
All right, I'll show him some more. 1 second.
How much curvature do you think is in 1,000 miles?
I don't know, dude. Like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Tell you what, if you don't want us to berate you,
Hold on, are you feeling
fuck off.
sleepy? I think he's getting tired.
time. You might have to go to bed soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the other guys from yesterday.
Yeah, go to the recreation center and get some Jello.
So can I see more examples?
Hello.
Dude, just do it yourself. Just go across the Pacific. It's flat.
How did you do it?
You use the path tool, the little ruler that's up top. You click that, then click the path, check the box that says elevation profile, then take it and stretch it across a body of water. You can stretch it across land too. It doesn't show a curve on land either. It's a little ruler icon.
Mine just changes from miles to kilometers.
I got another one.
Don't hurt yourself with those plastic utensils.
Give that kid
and the Jello.
Maybe you should have a circle of paper to write this down on. So it's got no corners.
Yeah. Don't hurt yourself with that freaking quartered paper.
All right. He asked for another one. There you go.
I've seen this example. Have you shown me this example before?
I've never shown this example. This is the first time I've went to the actual screenshots. So no.
And where am I looking for the numbers exactly?
The numbers, it's the elevation profile. It's on the bottom and on the top where it says 0 feet elevation along the entire line. This is across the Mediterranean Sea.
If you're trying to do it yourself, you need to use the desktop because on the phone it's not going to work.
Oh yeah, you have to use desktop. Sorry.
It's crazy that you're having a hard time imagining that the surface of water is flat.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
especially if the water is going out and then curving back in, and you're just choosing 2 points of land. That makes sense. I don't know what the crazy thing is.
Oh, so it's curved in some places and not in others?
You think there's a hill of water between those two places?
That's not what I said.
But that's what you have to think. If you think it's curving, there's a hill of water.
That's what you must think if you think it's curved, sunshine.
Yeah, do you think because we're looking at it, or because he did it on that map, that all of a sudden it's flat? But when you're not looking, it's curved.
Honestly, as of right now, I'm just thinking you have like these random references
Random
that you know are flat.
2 different ones. I gave them to you. What do you mean random?
What's random about water?
I mean, you could easily choose a mountain and get it wrong, so you know it's flat.
Oh, damn. Show a mountain. It's your claims, you sorry son of a bitch.
Yep, you're a perfect
You
contestant.
get a mountain. You show us how a mountain's curved. It's your claim. We just debunked it. Show a random mountain.
He's deafened in. Oh no, he hasn't. Wrong person. Come on,
No.
FrEEzR, hurry up.
I'm on the yellow line thing, but
What yellow line? What the fuck are you talking about?
it's asking me to save my path or something in Google Drive.
God.
Am I doing this right? I'm sorry.
Dude, you are not going to make it in this world, I swear.
You stupid.
Throw the damn towel.
Hold on, I'm choosing random points. I got this.
Okay. You choose
Continue
your
making fun of me for the next 20 minutes.
20. This is going to take you 20 minutes. I'll start right
Yeah,
there.
videos probably.
Change the channel, honey. This is going to become a bloody mess. Don't watch.
Hesitant to ask him what a triangle is.
Don't start the triangle. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Coming from you?
What?
Yeah, coming from me.
You know what a triangle is.
I was gonna say, dude, you're
Do you know what a small triangle is?
You're in a
Do
position
you
to be
know what a
assessing the
small
dumbness of anything.
triangle is? So
You don't. You don't know what a small. Define small triangle. There. Define small triangle.
Stumper. We just asked you what a triangle is.
Define small triangle.
Define small triangle.
Yeah, you can't define it. Therefore, I'm right. There. See.
You're not going to fucking overtalk us.
You do it all the time.
So we ask you what a triangle is. You say define small triangle.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Are you retarded?
I am.
I know you're done. It's been fun, but that's it.
It's another go over making flat earthers. Amazing.
Yeah. Bye. Go back to primary school. Try to pay attention this time. Along the way, I'd suggest a drop anchor and basic reasoning course along the way.
Oh no, he needs to go back to his little room, and he's got a jigsaw puzzle there. He can finish that. Don't worry.
He doesn't. He has a bowl of Jello with fucking plastic utensils.
And he's in a rubber room with a straight jacket on.
Yeah, he's done. Come on, guys.
He's on the side of the road picking up garbage cans, supervised.
Boy, you fucked that up.
Yeah.
With a straight jacket on.
There ain't garbage cans alongside the road unless you're in a tornado area.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking soda cans or beer cans.
Too funny. All right.
So if I block you, you're not coming back. Hope it was worth it.
Maggie.
Hope it was worth it.
Maggie.
Dude's a fucking gamer. No wonder he's just sped.
That was a pretty thorough thrashing.
He thrashed himself, mate.
I can't believe someone could take that much.
You say define small triangle.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Are you retarded?
I am.
I know you're done. It's been fun, but that's it.
Nah. That quick.
You got to do the part like, yeah, hold up, clear.
Mr. Satellite didn't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
Well, he talked about his beliefs a lot. He knows what he believes.
The math was wrong. He didn't know what the math was. He got it from a secondary source. He didn't know what the topic was. But he was still talking about it, even though he didn't know what the fucking topic was.
Well, he also thought that if you believed you lived in in some municipality, that somehow,
How did you know anything?
Yeah, how can you know anything? Because they lied to you in school, so you can't even know where you are because you learn obviously everything is learned in school. Can't know anything.
Yeah.
Were you a latchkey kid, dude?
See, this is a theoretical masturbation exercise for you, based in, you've made up your own universe to where you're moving all these variables around. But people like you, very intellectual people, tend to be very bad at the soft skills and interpersonal skills with real people. That's why you talk about all these variables.
Yeah, well.
Said Google Earth is his model. Said, okay, sure, use your model to get an elevation profile. Post a flight path.
If you believe you live in a municipality, you have to believe in the globe because the same people told you both. That is a logical fucking abortion.
Well, that also came from someone who believed that satellites are measuring distances.
Yes, by taking pictures.
How are satellites measuring distances? You fuckwit. And the airplanes are actually flying on those little curved lines. They have no idea about any of this stuff.
Normally I wouldn't even be giving a shit, but he came back and asked for this. He was like, I left, I went away, and now I've come back with something against you guys. So, man,
yeah,
you really didn't do your homework, man. You tried to read the Cliff Notes or something.
He watched the Professor Dave video and got froggy.
Yeah, isn't that bizarre?
Another victim of not Professor Dave.
Yeah, and when I ask him about the speeds, he doesn't even know. How can he back up anything he says with no information? Like, what? These people.
FrEEzR, I'm going to tell you what I say. All guys like you. Well, let me tell him something. Let me tell him something I tell all guys like him. If the people you're following can't come in here and prevail, what makes you think watching one of their videos and then bringing their stuff yourself is going to do it? Like, exactly. I don't know what you're thinking, man.
Bricked?
I watched Mike Tyson beat that guy's ass. Now I can too.
Yeah,
no, that's not how it worked. But this is a case of, damn, they beat Mike Tyson's ass. Maybe I can fight them too.
Oh shit! I think that bricked. That's a good term. Bricked. Person just locked up. Bricked. No, it can't go any further. It's just over. There's no sense in like interrupting those synapses any longer. They've stopped functioning.
It's like the best use of them is just pretty much a doorstop. That's pretty much.
Well, yeah, they're like the foil, like a comedy routine, right? They're the foil of the jokes. But he wants to talk again. Does anybody feel Froggy?
He was fun.
Well, someone else might have another angle, and that could get more laughs. So sure. Anybody?
Another angle, he says. I've got a triangle. How about that?
I'm gonna unmute him. I'm not talking to him. Someone else can.
You want to stay here?
Yes, sir. I do.
You don't want to leave this show, right?
No, sir.
The last thing you want to do is get kicked off this show.
All right, so unmute him. Hey, do you think that lunar eclipses prove that the Earth is a sphere?
Don't know enough.
Awesome.
Hey, you think lunar eclipses prove that the Earth is a sphere?
Don't know enough on the topic.
You do know that was one of the first supposed recorded globe proofs by Aristotle? No, I guess you didn't know that.
Nope.
Damn. Never mind then, guys. I mean, what's the point?
Okay, so we have to go back farther into like early childhood development. Do you remember them showing you any evidence when they told you the Earth was a globe?
Yeah, videos, pictures.
In kindergarten?
Don't remember the grade, dude. Are you serious?
They told you in kindergarten, like they didn't show you any evidence in kindergarten.
No, it was probably grade 5, grade 6. What the hell are you talking about?
You didn't have a globe in kindergarten in your class?
I did. I didn't know it was a globe.
You didn't think that? They didn't tell you that's where you live. You live on one of those, the toy in the corner.
I didn't know English in kindergarten, so I don't know what they were telling me.
What? Jesus Christ.
I just think he's being a facetious.
In kindergarten, lunar eclipses prove that the Earth is a sphere?
Don't know enough.
Awesome.
Hey, you think lunar eclipses prove that the Earth is a sphere?
Don't know enough on the topic.
You do know that was one of the first supposed recorded globe proofs by Aristotle? No, I guess you didn't know that.
Nope.
Damn. Never mind then, guys. I mean, what's the point?
Okay, so we have to go back farther into like early childhood development. Do you remember them showing you any evidence when they told you the Earth was a globe?
Yeah, videos, pictures.
In kindergarten?
Don't remember the grade, dude. Are you serious?
They told you in kindergarten, like they didn't show you any evidence in kindergarten.
No, it was probably grade 5, grade 6. What the hell are you talking about?
You didn't have a globe in kindergarten in your
I
class?
did. I didn't know it was a globe.
You didn't think that? They didn't tell you that's where you live. You live on one of those, the toy in the corner.
I didn't know English in kindergarten, so I don't know what they were telling me.
What? Jesus Christ.
I just think he's being a facetious.
In kindergarten, you
I
were put in a...
seriously
in
was English second language. I didn't know English.
I'm sorry. In kindergarten, you were put in a class that spoke a different language than you.
Yes, because I grew up Polish in my house, speaking Polish. I didn't speak English until school. I don't know why this matters, but yeah.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, so in kindergarten they talked to me. I didn't understand what they were saying. Keep going.
So when did you learn about the globe after you knew enough English?
Don't remember. Grade 3, 4, 5, any one of those.
What did they say? I'll show you.
Wait. That's kindergarten. Oh, you said grade 3, 4, 5. Never mind. Thought you said year 3.
Doesn't matter what language, what year. What did I show you?
The same things they probably showed you guys in your classes: the globe, the videos, the maps.
Videos?
Maps.
Like Bill Nye stuff, probably. I don't remember exactly.
Do you remember Bill Nye showing you a boat on a globe and why you couldn't see the bottom of that boat because the globe was in the way? Remember that one?
Remember.
Okay.
So what is Bill Nye's evidence of the globe? It's a ship going over the horizon, right?
Do you think Bill Nye's a scientist?
I don't.
So what did they show?
Do you think they put tires in space?
You have to forgive me. I really don't remember the details.
You're a young kid. Do you think that they put tires in space, Elon Musk?
With the Tesla thing, yeah, I think that went to space.
You know, it was a stock car. Meaning they didn't change it or modify it for space at all. They just sent it as is. Did you know that?
That's fine. Do you think it went up there?
Well, is it fine? You have a high pressure tire and a low pressure vacuum.
Don't know enough about the science to know what's wrong with that picture.
Oh my god.
What happens when you put a high pressure contained thing like a tire in a vacuum? What happens?
You told me. I have no idea.
It expands, doesn't it? Because there's no pressure on the outside pushing back against the high pressure within the tire. So the tire in a vacuum with all that gas in it should expand and then go pop. Did that happen?
I don't think so.
No, that's a bit of a fucking problem, then, isn't it? Because that should happen.
There is none.
No scientist is doing anything on this.
Well, Elon Musk said, you know it's real because it looks so fake.
Yeah, but that's just him joking around. Come on, guys.
Really? You can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
So check this out, FrEEzR.
No Tesla cars cannot with space. That no scientist worked on the Tesla cars to have the tires withstand the
tires aren't the only problem, though. That's just one problem.
Yeah, there's the paint, there's the seats,
there's the paint, there's the seats, there's the foam, there's because actually like the vinyl, all that shit. There's so many problems.
The canvas, the rubber, all of it, the metal.
So, FrEEzR, what you might not know is that when, like on Earth, if you're gonna make something and put it inside of an ultra high vacuum, you can only use special material because gases are actually dissolved. Like if I forge a piece of metal like a wrench and I stick it in an ultra high vacuum, there's gases that are dissolved inside that metal that will escape the metal and destroy it. This is metal. Okay? So they have to use special preheated, outgassed materials to use in a high vacuum chamber. What Elijah said is they just took this and stuck it in outer space, allegedly. The thing would have fucking exploded. Literally.
Yeah, again, I'm not a rocket scientist. I don't know how to respond to that.
Right? You don't need to be a rocket scientist. How, you know what foam is? How do they make foam?
I don't know.
Why is it soft and squishy? Is it because it's full of air bubbles?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically plastic, really thin, filled with air bubbles. Basically nylon filled with air bubbles. Polyvinyl chloride. So why know what's going to happen if you take that and you stick it in outer space, the seat foam? Those little bubbles are going to blow up and get bigger and bigger and bigger. But there's millions of little bubbles in the foam. And they're all going to grow to like the size of an inch. Millions of little bubbles. The car seats would have exploded. Because those bubbles, they're at 15 pounds of pressure per square inch.
I guess I'm just curious if you guys have brought this stuff up to like people who know.
Bruh. No. Do you think we've ever talked to physicists or PhDs or astrophysicists?
Does anyone in your movement bring that point up?
All the time.
Can you answer my question? Do you think that we've talked to physicists, astrophysicists, cosmologists, engineers, satellite engineers,
what
pilots?
did they say?
They all say the same thing. I don't know. They don't have an answer.
They all just point to some vague entity in the corner over there somewhere that has the answers.
Just like you did.
Just like you just did. Yep.
All right. Well, I'm not as educated as those people.
You don't. No, they know.
Those people
you
don't
are.
exist,
That's
is what I'm telling you.
That's the scary part. You are as educated as them. They have the same information you have. Jack shit. You just think there's some guy out there that knows more than you.
Of course there does.
There probably is a guys that know more than you. But as far as this topic goes, they got what you got. Jack shit.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
They don't have the answers. You're saying that they do.
He's a Wizard of Oz. He's behind the freaking curtain.
And you know how we know? We asked them. Dude, we've been doing this for like three going on 4 years. Just the live stream. We're talking 24 hours a day for all those. We're on episode like 3,100. We had physicists, astrophysicists, engineers, geologists, geographers, everything. Every profession. At every degree level. People that worked at CERN, people that worked at like the neutrino fucking bullshit, people that worked all over the place. We ask them a question like that. What about the seat cushions? They don't have an answer. There is no answer because, we know what the answer was. It's not possible. The seats would have exploded. We don't need somebody else's to tell us what is in all the textbooks. See, like I said, you guys fuck shit up. You think we're making shit up. We're not. We're going by what they say and using what they say against them. It's not because we don't understand it. It's because their claims are bullshit. Their claims don't have evidence. Once you get that in your head, right, that there's a lot of claims, but there's no evidence, and that you pretty much admitted that the only reason you think the Earth glows because they showed you some pictures and video. Why you would that in this day and age that would be compelling is beyond me. When you can literally tell an AI like make a Bigfoot riding a unicorn and a shit creates that shit in like 3 seconds, right?
Well,
they've had real-time videos compositing of high-speed objects since the 1990s. Right, so you know how you watch Indy cars or Grand Prix?
Okay.
And you see logos on the sides of the cars? There's no logos on the cars, dude. Yeah, that's right. There's no logos on the cars at all. They're inserted digitally. With a high-speed camera system that's tracking vehicles that are going 200 plus miles per hour.
How do I know you're right about that?
Because it's patented. I'll tell you who the patent owner is. Mario Hyten. I'll spell it for you. Mariohytten. Dude, you can type in real-time video compositing right into YouTube, and you'll get videos from 10 years ago in Unreal Engine 4 of people sitting in a fake kitchen.
And that's what I'm saying is like everything has to be these like edited images, which I don't believe. I don't believe there's a conspiracy in everything with this stuff.
What do you mean everything? What do you mean everything? What are you talking about?
Like the exact thing that you're saying. It's all manipulated.
They come out of one channel. It's not like they all come from the same place. Like, what are you talking about?
Explain more. One place? And everybody
Yeah, there
believes it?
isn't random people going to outer space taking pictures of the Earth, right?
Pretty sure there's going to be some tours in the future.
Gonna be a filter future fallacy. We're talking about what's happened, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that was a super non sequitur, meaning not related. The second premise doesn't follow the first. But so the thing is, like, what people think is like, oh, there's like 15 or however many space agencies. Yeah, but they all get the go ahead from one company. Like, it's all coming from one source. It's not like a whole bunch of different sources doing different shit coming up with the same conclusion. No, they're running off of the same data from one company.
Maybe they just have good math.
Bruh.
Well, you wouldn't know what that is, so
I'm waiting for my hotels and on the moon. That's what I'm waiting for.
Bruh.
What happens if the tires don't have air inside them?
For fuck's sake, they did.
How do you know?
because
That's
it was
what we were
a
told.
tire said right out of Elon Musk's mouth. That's why.
Can I say that?
And not just the tyre, but the foam seating, every single contained piece of gas within that structure, because it wasn't met with an equal or overpowering force from the vacuum of space, would have expanded and exploded.
I mean, the only video I see, you can't really see inside the car. So I don't know. Maybe it did explode, but I don't see it.
What seat's made of?
Leather?
And interior would have been foam with bubbles in it. Tires would have had gas in it. Every single contained piece of gas environment would have expanded and exploded. But this didn't happen, did it? So if you've got a quizzical mind, a logical mind, you must understand that that wasn't in a vacuum then. Because you put things in a vacuum with a gas pressure inside and they expand. We've posted a few videos for this for you. One of them's a can inside a vacuum and that expands. It's kind of logical, right? We see this all the time.
This might be dumb, but maybe the vacuum starts far out, like past Neptune, or no?
Bruh.
God.
Bruh.
Dude, do you still speak Polish?
Yeah, why?
Okay.
Are you gonna insult me, or?
No, dude, stop it! Damn, dude, you're hypersensitive. Look in the live stream voice text. I want you to watch this. It's a Polish astronaut saying space is fake, dude.
In before the globe whispering.
He didn't know. He didn't mean it, or he meant something else.
Yeah, well, he already did the globe whispering earlier with Elon. Well, he was just joking. Like, well, Elon has the microphone, bro. Like, you guys always want to interpret for these guys. Well, what he meant was, pretty sure he was speaking English. Pretty sure we can interpret what what he means without your help.
I'll do my interpreting of them doing their interpreting. This is the only way I can cope with this, so I'm gonna make up some shit in my head.
It's like FrEEzR the dog whisperer. This guy's FrEEzR the globe whisperer.
I'm not the only one who believes this stuff. It's only you guys that have your beliefs like that.
We all used to believe the same thing as you did, but when we started to test the model, the idea, we found out that the Earth in no way could be a ball floating in the vacuum of space. We tested it. Did you test it? Up until now, did you think that it could even be tested?
Of course I did, and I think your tests don't line up.
Well, you don't think our tests line up?
Because if I challenge the triangle for 2 seconds, you guys get so defensive, you start swearing at me and mute me in 4 seconds, and that's not the reaction you'd get from somebody who's done their tests properly.
I'm not really hearing a case.
You know what?
I'm just hearing you whining.
Do you know what, Trankers? You know what a triangle is? If I was to say it was 3 straight lines meeting at 3 vertices where all the interior angles reached 180 degrees, doesn't matter if it's a big triangle or a small triangle, would you agree?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Have you ever heard of celestial navigation or navigating by the stars?
Navigating what?
Have you ever heard of celestial navigation, also known as navigating by the stars?
Maybe in like a movie, but not really.
No, you haven't heard of celestial navigation. You don't understand that boats at sea can use angle measuring devices to figure out their location on the Earth.
I'm pretty sure they did that in ancient times, yeah.
Yeah, they did over 400 years ago using an angle measuring device. Do you know what a sextant is, my friend?
Yes.
So it's an angle measuring device, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. My question is can you measure an angle within a triangle if one of those lines is curved?
Like you curve one of the triangle lines so it's no longer a triangle?
Yes, so it's not a triangle anymore. Can you read any of those? Can you read an interior angle if one of those lines is curved?
I guess the other two that aren't curved, you'd need 2 sides that are flat.
Let's put it like this. If I've curved one of those lines and I try to measure 90 degrees with one of those lines curved, can I put a protractor down on it and measure 90 degrees, yes or no?
No, you can't.
Awesome stuff. So you most definitely can't.
No, you can't.
Awesome stuff. So you most definitely can't read an angle if one of those lines is curved.
Exactly.
Within celestial navigation, we read elevation angles to stars. The crux to this, and I'll get there as quickly as I can for you, if the surface of the Earth was curved, we would not be able to read elevation angles up to stars. Now, would we?
I don't believe that to be true.
You don't believe that even though you just said it?
I'll explain why with a really garbage paint example. You guys are going to make fun of me, but I don't care. Give me 1 minute. This is worth it, though.
Okay. On the hour posted by Dude, do you see the picture of a protractor on the horizon and a fucking triangle on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So you understand that if that baseline was curved, the horizontal, you would not be able to measure the 90 degrees underneath the sun, the little square box.
Here's what I'm saying.
Why are you interrupting me?
Go ahead.
So you see the picture, yes, with the triangle that's got 90 degrees on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
If that line, the horizon line, was curved, you wouldn't be able to measure that 90 degrees underneath the star, would you? And you would not be able to measure an elevation angle up to that sun, would you?
Yeah, we agree on that, yeah.
Awesome stuff. So being as the surface of the Earth is said to be curved, how can you, 1, have 90 degrees underneath that star, sun, or 2, measure an elevation angle up to it if that line is curved? How can you do that?
Can you balance a soccer ball?
I'm going to smack you upside the fucking head in a minute.
And you can, because there's flat points all across the circle. That's why.
My goodness, dude.
There's flat points all across the circle.
The 360 degrees, there's 360 flat points.
If one of those lines is curved,
you're right.
90 degrees underneath the star, you wouldn't be able to measure that 90 degrees now, would you?
We're talking about 2 separate things. I agree with you 100%. But that's not the Earth.
Good.
Yeah, that's why your response is non sequitur, aka not relevant to the point Jedi made. So you can't use a point that's not relevant to the point Jedi made and say, well, this is my rebuttal. That makes no sense.
It actually makes perfect sense. No, it's true. Think about it.
If a triangle has a curve, you can't, but this triangle has 2 points where it's flat.
I want to hear what AI has to say, because you definitely are just winging it. You don't know what you're talking about. What AI?
If you had a basketball in front of you and you balanced perfectly a flat piece of wood that's rigid on it, right, and then you have a flat surface that's rigid, you could then take an angle off of that flat surface that's rigid. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that would have
yes, that's great. But what does that have to do with the Earth?
That's how we build things on Earth.
No, that isn't how we build things on Earth. Okay, let me be clear. I build things on Earth. That's not how we do it. We don't get out basketballs and balance a piece of woods on them. Okay, what we do is we establish a local horizontal level, and we get elevations from that level. We use levels. We also use lasers, right? And we measure the ground directly. Just so happens that when you measure the Earth with lasers, right, and levels over distances, the Earth is horizontal and level. For
So
example,
does the Earth ever end? I don't get it.
What do you mean?
What?
I don't understand the question. Right, the Earth's horizontal, correct. There you go.
So does it end?
I don't know. You tell me.
It clearly ends because
what does
we
it
know
mean?
where Australia is, and we know where like Japan is. So we know that it ends somewhere, and then you could fly off of it and show me the other side.
Those aren't correct. Those aren't correct. You know where something is within a boundary that you have access to. Therefore, you know that it ends.
Yeah, we could push the boundary, and it clearly ends.
Right. So you're asking. Yeah, you're asking if the Earth is horizontal and you continue in a linear direction indefinitely, will you eventually reach the edge or the boundaries of the available Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's wrong with that? That's a fair question. Do I have to know the answer to that question to know that when I measure the Earth, it's flat and level? No, false.
Does anybody know the answer?
Look, it's not about whether anybody knows or doesn't know. All we're talking about right now, friend, is if it's necessary to the conclusion. For example, if I measure what I have available to me and it's flat and level, I don't need to go anywhere else to know that claim that I just made is true.
But you could extend that flatness over a longer period of time to check your calculations.
Yeah, everywhere I go is flat and level, dude. It's flat and level here, it's flat and level there. It's flat and level everywhere.
Then keep going.
But no, you look, you're just as silly as my ex-girlfriend's dumb sister who just asked me where the edge of the Earth is. Okay?
That's a valid question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, like AI said, it is a valid question. We'd all like to know. However, number one, seeing is that we can measure for thousands of miles using celestial navigation that Jedi was just telling you about, and all of that being a horizontal surface, we know that the Earth is not curving 8 inches per mile squared. We know that for sure. We know for sure that the geometric horizon that would exist if we lived on a ball of the radius size that they claim, then the distance to the horizon would be determinate. It's not. So that question about where the fuck the edge is and where we are, that's pretty much the same thought we all had when we first got here. But one of the things that we know is that nobody can go beyond 60 degrees south of the equator. So even if we did want to know, guess what? There are other people who want to know or want us to know less. I don't even know how to word it. They don't want us to know because I mean they would have this information open, but you know what Antarctica looks like on Google Earth? A cartoon, a fucking cartoon. Everything about the extremities and the places that we would think there were, the limits of what we could know, we can't even get real. We can't even get real photographs from these places. So,
yeah. So this problem is not exclusive to a concept of a flat Earth. The boundaries of the available space in which you have to travel. For example, heliocentric cosmology has the same problem. For example, you have no idea what's at the edge of the alleged universe or what space is expanding into, right? but it never bothered you before. It never bothered you before to make any of the claims within the boundaries, because the boundary is actually mutually exclusive to what happens within the boundary. It's not necessary to know what's beyond the quote-unquote edge to know what's within the territory we have available. They're two logically different trains of thought.
But then I ask the question, like, you guys are saying, oh, you don't know what we believe. You're saying it's horizontal. Then that means flat, straight. You would be able to find out if you go east and you continue going east, why you end up in the same spot.
Sure.
That doesn't mean horizontal. That's impossible.
No, hold on, friend. Hold on. If you take a compass and it points to a central point north, right, and you travel east, correcting for east with your compass, you'll travel in a planar circle and arrive back where you started. So it's not the case that circumnavigation is exclusive to a globe. Now, what you're trying to say is not east. What you're trying to say is in a dead reckoning straight. Just pick it and go straight indefinitely, which is, by the way, what I parsed out earlier when I said if you just go straight indefinitely. I didn't say east, did I?
I don't understand the difference.
Okay, what east is, right? If you use a compass, perpendicular to north, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if you move yourself, your needle to north changes, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So you would follow an arced path and circle around back where you came from. If the earth was flat and you were following around north using your north as a compass, idealistically, right, assuming that there's no aberrations, you would arrive back where you started. I'm actually going to do this for you right now. Watch this. I have a vehicle in front of me, my truck. Okay, check this out. Watch this, dude. It's freaking awesome. I'm going to walk around my truck. I'm doing it right now. Keeping the center of my truck to my left, pointing at it with my finger. Okay. Almost there, almost there, almost there, dude. Almost there, almost there. All right, I made it. The entire time, my finger was pointed at the center of my truck, and I walked, keeping my hand oriented and my body 90 degrees to my hand. Did I go around a globe?
No.
Oh, there you go. So it's not as simple as saying if I travel east. Traveling east using a compass type way of travel, you're just going to end up in a big circle. Now, you might parse it out and say, oh, if I travel on a longitude line, or if I continue in this direction that I'm facing and maintain straightness without deviating left or right, and I continue straight indefinitely. Either way, we both understand what we're saying, that if you move out from the center, you're going to reach the extremity.
Yeah.
If there's such an extremity, right? Now, but then you run into logistical and philosophical problems. So the logistical problems are obviously, let's say, for example, some permutations of a concept of the Earth map are true, that there is ice as you get away from the sun circle, meaning the path of the sun over the top of the Earth and the heat that it gives us. So eventually you'd reach an area where there's no more sun, and you're just going to get colder and colder and colder and colder. It's like, first of all, I don't like freezing. Second of all, I don't have millions upon millions of dollars to buy a in-air fueling station, an icebreaker ship, et cetera, ad infinitum. By the way, you could look at what they needed to do the surveys that they did of Antarctica. Right? It was millions upon millions of dollars, infrastructure, military backing, all of that. Nobody's just going to go wandering off and find whatever, boundary, if there is one. Which then leads into the philosophical problem, which, by the way, the globe has the same problem. Globe has no idea to be able to explain what's at the edge of the universe and the transition between the expansion of space and time and what it's expanding into.
I don't
It's
believe
philosophical
we need to
gobbledygook.
answer that, though.
Oh, well, then neither do the flat earthers.
Yeah, you do, because that it's
No,
provable.
friend. Oh, really? So because a proposition is provable in principle, then somebody must have already proven it?
If we could fly out of it, we know it ends somewhere.
Okay. So how about you give me $3 billion and I'll take care of that for you? Like I just said, it's not just as simple as get in a small plane and just keep flying. Most planes will freeze. Do you realize that? I'll run out of fuel. Do you realize that?
Oh, you could
Dude,
refuel it in the sky.
Of course, yes, if I had $1 billion refueling plane. Dude, it's very simple. I don't need to go to the theoretical boundary to know that what's within the boundary is covered by a majority of water.
Could you at least tell me where to start looking?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to the water, which covers 70% of the alleged territory. Determine whether it's curved or not. If it's not curved and it covers 70% of the territory, then it can't be the ball they claim it is. It's not that complicated. If the surface of the Earth is covered by 70% water in a contiguous body of connected water, which by what we now understand the physics of water to be, that it's going to seek its equilibrium, right? If it's not curving, then it's not curving. And if it's not curving, which it must do if it's a ball, then it can't be a ball. It's not that hard.
Yep, sorry, I got nothing.
Well, the next logical thing is, well, how would we go about determining whether that water's curved or not? That's the crux of the issue, is it not?
Yeah, if you could, like, show me where it ends, or if it doesn't end, then it's
I know, but you see, look, I will submit to you that your brain is actually working against you. Your mind actually wants to be honest with itself and tell yourself the next logical step. But your brain is protecting you because you have an established paradigm. This is known as cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, so, I'll expose it right here. So, because I don't know where Earth ends, therefore it's a globe. Is
you know, that's not even... That's not even it. That was it before, but no, it isn't. That was where it was before, but he's evolved.
I was asking for like an endpoint, like near Australia or some location where I can start
that's fine, dude. That's fine. Dude, we literally already discussed this. What you skirted around is the fact that I told you don't need to go to the endpoint to validate whether the Earth is flat or not. All you have to do is validate whether the contiguous ocean bodies are curved or not. I then said to you, what would be a methodology of measuring the water to see whether it's curved or not? You immediately went into self-defense mode and said, oh, but what about the edge? I would submit to you, friend, that you're being dishonest with yourself. You're intentionally skirting around the crux of the issue because you don't honestly want to engage it.
What I'm picturing is like my bathtub walls would be the edge of the ocean that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I realize that it's very hard for you to focus on the crux of the issue, and it's painful. I understand, friend. I'm here for you.
Okay.
Now, regardless of the walls in your bathtub, if you take a measurement of the water, it will tell you whether the water in the tub is curved or not. The walls of the bathtub could be red, they could be pink, or in your case, polka dotted for all I know. They're irrelevant. Okay, now that I've made you laugh, maybe you've been jarred out of your railroad track of steering away from the crux of the issue into the walls. Okay, I don't want to crash into the walls. I want to focus on the levelness of the water. The walls are irrelevant, friend.
I'll admit to you again. You take 2 points. in the ocean, they could be flat. I have no problem saying that. That makes perfect sense.
No, they can't. No, they can't.
Yeah, they can.
No, because if I take an Earth curve calculator, right, and I use a distance, 2 points, right, it's going to tell me how not straight it is, how not flat it is. So no, you can't have flat surfaces.
I'll show you what I'm thinking. Give me
No,
2 seconds.
I know what you're thinking. Now, my response to what you're thinking is you have point A and point B somewhere in the ocean, and there's no curvature in between because there's no measurable curvature in between for as far as we can see. Sometimes that's hundreds of miles.
To be fair, I think he's categorically speaking about a actual point, like a floating literal point.
No, both
And
are
if
fine. I
you-
mean, waves can change that. Like, you could see further one day than you can another day. Smog, the waves. A lot of things change that.
But if on a basketball though, right? There's a point in which you can't see the rest of the basketball you're holding in front of your face, right? So what we're saying is, based on the Earth curve calculator and the dimensions that are given to us, there's no curvature. There's just flat land. Now, there's supposed to be curvature. That's the point. Now, you're saying not seeing curvature makes sense because that's all you've ever experienced it, but you never tied it back to the geometry that they've given. You don't know what to expect on a globe. You think that everything that you see, eclipses maybe, things falling to the ground, the ocean, when you go to the beach and you can see the horizon. These are all things that are not proof of a globe. Like the globe, there are very specific claims about it, and you don't know enough about any of them to know what you would expect if it was a globe. That's why you're taking your ordinary experience and saying, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense to all of us because that's what we experience, but you're interpreting it as a globe somehow.
Can I ask you what made you change your mind personally?
There not being any curvature. And then the direct measurements that came after someone saying there's no direct curvature. I was like, bullshit. And then I was shown. And then I did my own observations myself. I just went to the beach and I saw Jersey Shore 6 miles away, over 6 miles away. And guess what? There's no curvature there. There's supposed to be, according to the calculator. So if I can see from shore to shore, yeah, there's no curvature in the middle.
Can I ask how it doesn't kill you that you're not like doing research on a day-to-day basis to try to find the edge?
What do you mean?
It's flat.
No, I
according
mean,
to
because
you.
what I understand is actually everyone else in the world around me is retarded. It gives me an advantage over others in business and other avenues. Handling, contracts and certain things and people trying to get over on you, basically trying to lie. It's very easy to deal with them now.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but why haven't you... How are you able to sleep at night without finding the edge of the Earth?
I don't need to because I know that it's flat already. Where's the edge? Well, you know why? Because I used to have that thought until I found a whole bunch of anti-flat earthers that bogged us down with other unrelated points over the years that became the more ridiculous idea. Like, so I'm more furious with the idea that I have people around me that are cognitively burnt out than
we need to answer
trying
that
to go to the edge.
We need to answer that also from the globe paradigm. So in the globe paradigm, there are people who philosophize and speculate about the edge of the universe. And if you go and you read the articles, some of the headlines of the articles are the horrifying implications of the edge of the universe, the terrifying truth about what the edge of the universe could mean, et cetera, et cetera. So the people who ponder what's at the edge of the universe, literally are horrified about the philosophical implications. And now, lo and behold, in the past, in the formation of the heliocentric cosmology and cosmogony, by the way, one is the study of what's there, and the other is where it came from. They have made choices in the past to interpret the data based on philosophical assumptions because they had a fork in the road. If I go this way, there's this assumption and implication, and if I go that way, there's this. And they themselves, in their own words, famous men, right, the founders of what we have now, have said in their own words and in their own lectures that they were horrified of the implications of, for example, the Earth being the center of the universe.
One second.
And they
Give me
changed.
1 minute.
They changed the way that they were interpreting the data based on those implications. Now, obviously, we know, everybody knows, that the implications that they're trying to skirt around are meta. Anyway, just mute that kid. Anyway. Oh, yeah. The implications they're trying to skirt around are implications that have to deal with the metaphysical. That's what it's really all about. They don't like that all these inquiries lead to the inevitable conclusion of some type of realm that is created. They don't like it. They don't like that we might be the special creation of an agent. They don't like that.
Are you speaking on behalf of everybody here? Everybody here believes this?
Excuse me. I told you that this is what the men who were involved in the formation and the curation of the heliocentric model believe.
Okay.
They themselves, in their own words, admit that they don't like the implications of the truth. For example, like the cosmic microwave background radiation is focused with an axis straight into the center of the Earth. The Earth is the center of the universe, friend. They dubbed this information. Well, let me finish this. They dubbed this information the axis of evil. Why did they do that? Because they don't like what it means. Go ahead.
If we start at Earth and light travels from our vantage point, and I honestly don't know how they look deep into outer space using the speed of light, but assuming they do, and you look into every direction from our vantage point, and time passes, so the speed of light has more time to spread across each side, wouldn't that like show that we're the center? Because if we're looking that way and we're looking that way and we're looking that way, then the speed of light is expanding in all the ways at the same time, so it would show it from that vantage point that we're the center, but we don't necessarily have to be. Like, our view is always growing. Does that make sense? I'm sorry.
Look, you could argue that. Now, there are other reasons why why the axis of evil is spoken about as being evidence that the Earth is the center, beyond what you just said. However, let's say what you said is true. There'd be no way to know it. The only way to interpret that would be by your philosophical bias. And if you chose to go one way or the other, it would be entirely informed by your bias. And these men admitted in their own words, their own lectures, and their own writings, their bias, right? And they've done it multiple times throughout the formation of the heliocentric cosmology. Here's a quote from one of them. The idea that the Earth is in the center of the universe is intolerable to him. The idea. So he chose to interpret the data that it's not at the center because he finds the idea of being at the center intolerable. Now let me ask you this question. It's very interesting. Why does a physical location in free space relative to other objects of the Earth, why would it be intolerable, horrifying? All of these types of words that they use to describe it. Well, the only logical answer is if there's implications beyond the physical relationships. And obviously, we all know the truth that it's about the metaphysical implications. Because if humanity is indeed the center of the universe and the earth is at the center of everything, right? And it's not just some random chaos that farted out of a big bang, then that means that there is something specific about this place. And we know that this place has sentient agents. We know it has love, duty, honor, fear, terror, war. It has moral things going on. It has metaphysical things going on here. Right? We don't live in a cold, dead, secular, materialistic, deterministic dominoes of physical processes universe. That's not the universe we live in. That's the universe that these men portrayed to us with their alleged science, which, by the way, was not science at all. It was pseudoscience, because their claims did not go through the scientific method. They were biased through philosophical lenses, and then they used philosophy and sophistry to fool the masses into believing their worldview.
I see what you're saying. I get that.
Yeah, so the heliocentric paradigm is not a scientific paradigm. It is a philosophically backed religious paradigm.
Would it be fair to say that people in those times all had a religious bias?
You mean like Einstein?
Yeah.
Kepler? Most people do have a religious bias. For example, saying that the idea that you are specifically created in place in the center of the universe is horrifying, that's a religious assertion, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Or an anti-religious assertion, which is still religious or metaphysical in context. And look, don't get me wrong, not everyone involved is about the greater questions, like who we are, where we come from, where we're going. Are we accountable to our creator? Some people just want power over others, and they know that they can manipulate others with these questions or with answers that are false answers.
What should I look into if you were me? What would you be doing?
I would be figuring out for myself how to practically get to the crux of the issue, which is the Earth itself curved in the manner in which they say? Because if you can defeat the curvature, which is the core of the claim, which is the foundation which all the other claims are stacked upon, then their entire house of cards falls down. If the Earth isn't curved, then all the derivative topics which rely on the curvature of the Earth to be true become untrue immediately and in totality.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.